And I probably wandered away from the purity of stand-up. Come on, lighting guy. Take on board that it'll take 10 years for you to find your voice. It's a journey, not a destination. I probably got back into stand-up proper about sort of 3 years ago. So, but I've been around comedy for 12 years, as it happens. Yeah, I think this is about my 10th festival or something like that.
That's amazing.
It's not. It's sad. Yeah. And here I am, standing outside a pub in Richmond, being lit by a porta-flood light, looking over at everyone's favourite destination for heroin.
Oh, yeah.
The Housing Commission flats.
The housing.
It feels good, doesn't it? People are going to vote for this. There's going to be people from the left going, look at Butler, he's at it again.
It's good to just get up there, ask people a few questions and just get them really involved in the performance themselves. I'm looking forward to the Aristocrats, that should be fun.
Oh, yeah. I love the Aristocrats nights.
Yeah, I might get all fanboyish on Paul Provenza being.
I think you will agree with me that I'm afraid this just has to go to the event horizon of Jackson Clark.
That is a boy who is dedicated to his satire. Hopefully.
It's 15 minutes each.
15 minutes each.
Yeah.
Is that easier, you're finding, to do?
Yeah.
Well,
we haven't actually
not with
tried it
Brenton.
much.
No, I'm kidding, of course.
Like, I know it seems like me and my reflection don't get along, but we are closer than we may appear. Yeah.
But it worked because it is just two open mic comics doing 15 minutes each.
Before I could do anything about it, Lucy had come up to me and was like, oh, Jade said you wanted me to pretend that I'm your girlfriend, is that true? And I was like, yes. Yes, it is. Yes.
Hi, thanks for coming. Kind of you.
What did you think of the 59 Festival?
It was a blast. It was really good fun, really good people. I like the concept of free comedy as well.
Why would we give religious people any credence whatsoever? Like, they haven't got a really good track record. You know, there's no royal inquiry into sex abuse going on at the CSIRO.
Science is not really being listened to, and that religious. Yeah, it's a bit science versus religion, loosely.
I'll be out the back of the room with a jug. Someone will come and dance on stage for you in a minute.
Like in Singapore, it's not impolite to tell someone that they're fat. You could say, like the first time I went back a few years ago, as soon as I met my friends, every single one was like, hey Harry, you're quite fat now. Like, just pointing it out.
But he was like, oh, do you remember the girl, she's got short hair, and the one with all the piercings? It's like, no, who? I knew who it was. Just wait. It's like, no, you know the one she takes like really long lunch breaks? You know, she bakes a lot. You know that one? It's like, who? You know the one with the thing and she's got like the husband and all that. It's like, who?
We're Asian, so we just say it.
And then finally he was like, well, you know, she's a bit.
You know, moccasins, and they're torn to the point where I have to replace them, and they only cost about $10 down the market, and they're the most comfy shoes, and I love telling people, because being a smart bogan, I never want to lose the bogan.
Belly button length, guys, like you young guys, you get belly button length. Wait till you get to 40, it grows and takes shape. I was sitting in front of the TV the other day, I pulled out a knitted sock.
It's called living the dream, which is the opposite to living the dream. So it's been living in a poor town, growing up in there, living it hard pretty much, and taking the hard way up to the top.
Because soccer is very sexist. It's a man's sport. Because obviously they like 40-year-old men playing with little boys and girls more than women. So Michael Jackson should have been a soccer coach.
Tell you what's really cool about it. It's a dingy bar that's just down a lane in Flinders Street, and I met Jack Black there, and the director of Saw. Remember the movie Saw?
But I'll give the junkies the benefit of the doubt, right? So I gave him a call. Not the junkie. monkeys, the train station.
I guess you would say the psychological motivation behind both the call centre workers and what the customers on the other end don't actually get.
But comedy's subjective, so like what I find funny is not what the judges find funny or what some of the members of the Comedy Festival Association find funny. So I guess, you know, whoever wins is funny and deserving in someone's eyes. So hasn't that happened to my boys?
Comedy.
Things are different in Geelong.
Things are different in Geelong. Well, folks, how you doing? I wrote something earlier, so I thought I'd just come on again. Third time's the charm, isn't that what they say? So you know what this is, I know what this is, we all know what this is. As soon as you figure it out, the sooner we all go home. It's another box of dogs, isn't it?
Yeah, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh no, not another box of dogs!
It's another box of dogs!
Ah, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We live in a public toilet. As we witness the death of science, this is my message of hope. Most of us are not in the actual toilets just yet, but we're headed there. Some of us are just standing at the sinks. Some of us are hanging around the hand dryers. Some people are quite happily in the stalls watching others taking giant dumps. There's a contingent of weirdos standing knee-deep in the urinals getting pissed on and licking the urinal cakes for entertainment while singing Happy Birthday. They drink the liberal piss water and say, "Please, sir, may I have another?" To which the pissers gladly dish out another dose of moralistic, short-term thinking, feel-good garbage, to which the piss drinkers respond by opening their stupid yaps as wide as possible while dancing around in the piss, getting soaked. If you as much as point out that they're literally drinking toxic waste, they call you a bigot. Meanwhile, more and more of us are gathering about the doorways and pointing out that there's a beautiful lawn right outside that we could all go out and enjoy and get some sun. We even point out that there's fresh water out there. You don't actually have to drink the piss, but these pee lovers don't like water. In fact, they love piss because they read an article once that suggested that pee is actually really good for you, especially if it comes from someone who's extremely wealthy and apparently supports trans children. They also just happen to be making a lot of their money from mutilating children, both physically and psychologically, but hey, that's just a coincidence. Meanwhile, the piss drinkers, who've been working towards banning petrol-driven cars, are now setting fire to electric cars. The very thing which was once seen as the solution to all their problems. They do this because they believe that Elon Musk is a literal Nazi, and they would never drive a car made by a Nazi. All the while, most of them are driving Volkswagens, a car literally designed by a Nazi. The cognitive dissonance being their favourite jam. There's no way to unplug these dumb fucks from their own assholes. I myself drive a Volkswagen and I love it. I drive it proudly. Not despite its origins, but because of them. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, Germany was the China of its day, with most of the manufacturing happening in Germany because they were so fucking good at it. And World War I happened. A war which Germany had all but won, by the way, until the signing of the Balfour Declaration, which ultimately brought America into the war and turned Germany into an economic shithole. But not for the bankers and financiers, just for the people who lived there. Which is pretty much not far where we're off today. Not far off where we are today. Life is very good for a select few people, while the rest suffer and struggle, labouring to pay off some rich cunt's 18th investment property. We've become so dumbed down and numb through drugs and garbage, food and poisoned water that the possibility of an uprising seems distant and not really something in our capacity. Very often I think that when the Jews say that we are not human, they're right. After all, would a human tolerate watching someone else come into their home to molest and abuse their children? Wouldn't a human do something about it instead of cheering it on? Science was once seen as our savior, but science is dead. Science died when society collectively decided to kill off God as an unnecessary superstition rather than the guiding light that brought us this far. Once upon a time, science was seen as a godly pursuit. It was the pursuit of truth and, in fact, the search for God. Now science is nothing more than the pursuit of profit. They use psychology to convince us that we're sick and prescribe us cures that make us even sicker. Antidepressants whose side effects are suicidal ideation, and SSRIs whose side effects are mass murder. Every school shooter was on an SSRI medication. School shootings weren't even a thing until they launched these medications on the public. And then they use these behaviours to justify new laws which take away more and more of our rights. People talk about their fears of a dystopian future as though it's not already here. And me, as for my part in all this, I don't fucking care. Humans disgust me now. The self-interested plodding along, stepping over your fellow man on the street on your way to get your foot massage, mocha latte, porn fix while yelling at people who are trying to save your stupid ass, just makes me laugh when I see tragedy now. Not the tragedy of innocence, but when I see something like 9/11, all I can think is, well, that's what you get. It's just morbid entertainment now. It's like watching cows argue over the quickest way to get to the slaughterhouse. And knowing what I know about human nature, I know damn well that at least 85% of these people who died fucking well deserved it. But it's the innocent victims that bug me, keep me awake at night, keep my fucking brain churning, endless repetition of stupid unanswerable questions. Which is probably what turned me towards doing comedy. Because most of the time, all you can do is laugh. The competitive nature of humans ultimately steals the joy from everything. I often wonder if there's a planet out there somewhere where the people all just work together to all live excellent lives, and what they must think of us. How would you feel if somewhere out there in the universe, some advanced civilization took a poll and voted us the most retarded, self-interested clown world in the entire universe? Let me guess. We'd take pride in that. We're number one. We're number one. That would be the chant across the galaxy as we're laughed into oblivion. That's probably why I do comedy. I certainly don't do it because I think it's important. Fucking hell, the amount of people who are like, oh, comedy's important. Comedy hasn't been important for about 40 years. They say tragedy plus time equals comedy, which is why 9/11 is so hilarious. The funny thing is the amount of time required gets shorter and shorter. You see some tragedy on the news, a day later, it's a joke. Laughter is just mental masturbation anyway. That's why we love to do it together. It's why laughter's infectious. It's also why really good comedy requires a box of Kleenex on hand. So my question is, why is Hitler so popular again? What do you think, folks? Why is Hitler making his comeback. Is it just the AI translations? Is it just like that now people are going, oh, that's what he said? I always thought he just sounded like a crazed lunatic, but he's actually making some good points. I don't know, what is it? I mean, it's a fair sign that things aren't quite going the way they want them to go. I don't know what I've done with my actual glasses. That's a shame. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I kicked off the show there with some an old thing. I'm just always looking for something to start and finish the show with, just because when things go, when you start streaming, it can often take a minute. So I just thought I'd do that. So what is it about Hitler now? What is it about? Why is it that, like, is it simply that people are waking up to the realities of what's going on and he stood up to these realities and so he's now become the hero? Because people seem to be ignoring a lot of things about Hitler that, you know, maybe weren't great. I know a lot of people had hope that they had this kind of crazy idea that Trump was going to be Hitler Mark II. I think all that talk about Trump being a Nazi, I think people took that seriously. Like, a lot of people just started going, maybe he is. Maybe he is. Well, I've got to say, I mean, Hitler did a lot for Israel. So there's certain similarities there. Hitler helped build Israel, so he had somewhere to send them. However, I don't see Donald Trump taking over Canada, and then again, maybe he will. He is talking about it. I think we should just get in now and rename Australia Ameria or something. Australica. Trumpland. I am glad Trump got elected, so they got those idiots out, but dang, there's not a lot. Not a lot going on to really make you go, yeah, he's keeping his promises. Want to watch a cartoon about how money works? While I do a little more research. This cartoon explains money better than an MBA professor. Well, let's see.
And what do you plan to do?
We want you to save it for us, so we can be rich like you.
Well, saving is the first important step, no doubt.
Notice he has a Scottish accent. I think that's pretty telling. Back in the day, it was always the canny Scotsman, because the Scotsman invented insurance. They were a canny lot.
But money is something you should learn more about. I'm not the richest duck in the world today because I just salted my money away. And that's how I became rich. Making the little slices grow. Money shouldn't be idle and must be put to work, you know.
Oh, yeah? How about all that idle dough you got stashed away?
Oh, no, lads. This is just petty cash. Moves in and out each day. If I sat on my money, I might just as well be stranded on a desert island for all the good 'twould do me. I couldn't eat it, couldn't wear it, couldn't use it. Money should never stagnate, but like ocean currents, circulate. Like the ocean currents control the world's weather, you see, circulating money controls the economy. Money must keep moving to fulfill its obligation.
And if you squeeze it too tight, you'll stop its circulation.
Hey, that's a bunny one, and how true.
There you go. So I think the point of that little message is put all your money in crypto and watch it disappear.
And what do you plan to...
That is a fun thing to do. Just drop all your money in crypto. And you know, you wake up one day and you're like, oh fuck yeah, let's go. And then the next day you're like, oh my god, I'm ruined. It is a fun little pastime, is crypto. I still think XRP is a good investment right now. I can't remember, what is it at? What is XRP at right now? Like, even though it has just done its big, you know, bounced up, well, it went to like $5.5, I think. $5.5. So it's currently at 3.9. So it's a good time to buy it. Apparently all the banks are adopting it, and the US is putting it in their portfolio, their crypto portfolio, which is nice of them to do. They're buying up all the Bitcoin as much as they can. I think Trump's planning on paying off the national debt with Bitcoin. I do see a lot of people talking about Bitcoin going to zero and all crypto going. It would be an amazing fucking rug pull. Like, if this was a long con, if crypto was just a long con, it was just the ultimate scam. Like, how much fucking money is there in crypto? It's funny, you know, they say Elon Musk is the richest guy in the world, which is clearly a lie. He's like maybe the richest person publicly, but there's no way he's the richest guy in the world. In fact, for about a day back in, damn, I can't remember what year it was, but there was a guy who was basically the richest guy in the universe, richest guy to ever have lived for a day. He had $92 quadrillion. $92 quadrillion. That's 17 zeros. Because PayPal accidentally transferred $92 quadrillion. A quadrillion is 1,000 trillion. How would you... Oh, man. That dude was like... He was literally the richest guy on the planet for a few hours. And he saw it too. He was like, holy shit, my PayPal. Someone just deposited $92 quadrillion into my PayPal. But this is the great thing about the money scam. There wasn't $92 quadrillion in the world at that point. So Where did that money come from? How did they fuck up so badly that they gave a guy $92 quadrillion out of thin air? Because it's just numbers on a balance sheet somewhere. I'll tell you what. Next time PayPal's giving away $92 quadrillion, paypal.me/theboxofdogs. Just give me $92 quadrillion. I'll look after it. Apparently the guy said he was going to pay off America's national debt with it. I'd have bought cocaine myself and hookers, probably. 92 quadrillion for the world, not just for me. I'm not selfish. I would have bought the world cocaine and hookers. Ah, joy. Anyway, what else have we here? The blood-brain barrier. It's a lot of... So apparently last night's stream got taken off YouTube because of a copyright thing. I'm going to move this over so I can't see that because I don't want to see it. Yeah, last night's stream got taken down because of a copyright situation. So it kept getting taken down partway through the stream. And yeah. So I don't know how long the YouTube channel is going to last. So if you are watching on YouTube, follow me on X at the Box of Dogs or Rumble, Box of Dogs. No, just Box of Dogs on Rumble. It's a bit confusing. I played that last night, the transgender thing. Ah, bless him. How about this? The universe is opening for the strongest souls. So, well, we're all anointed here. Anyone who watches this channel is anointed, clearly. One of the chosen ones. So let's see what these guys are up to.
The same doors that were locked. Most powerful souls are never given an easy path because ease creates weakness and destiny requires strength.
There you go.
There's a reason you felt different your entire life. A reason why doors didn't open for you the way they did for others. Why?
Because you were different.
The people you trusted the most became the ones who betrayed you. And why, no matter how many times you tried to fit in, you never truly belonged. You weren't meant to. And now, the universe is shifting.
Well, I know why that is for us. We were, like, for a lot of us, we were Generation X. Gen Xers. We were different. You know, this guy, this guy was seen as a crazy man and whatever, and he might have been a little nutty, but geez, he made some good points.
How do you have peace on this earth? You can't have peace on this earth unless you let Second World War die. You want to keep the Second World War going? You want to keep selling and buying Germans and dead Indians on TV every day? You know, that's got to stop. The Second World War's got to stop. And it's got to stop in the Jews. The Jews won't let the Second World War stop. They keep the Second World War going. They keep it going. They keep it going. They keep perpetuating it because they're making money. As soon as the Second World War was over, they never stopped the brainwash. The brainwash that they were selling the American public was making money. You see what I'm saying? They were making money. They're not going to stop making money. If the combination's there to make money, they're going to keep selling it. They'll sell it all the way till I'm in the cell with a guy named Millman, Jerry Millman. And he's got pictures of Hitler and Japanese and things all that. I said, boy, Hitler must have been a hell of a guy. He said, Hitler was terrible. I hate him. I hate him. I said, why do you hate him? He said, I'm a Jew. I said, well, why do you enshrine this guy? Is he your daddy? And he looked up to his mother's fear. And his mother's fear was Hitler. Hitler was like his father figure. He loved Hitler, but he hated Hitler. He needed Hitler to hold him up because Hitler was holding his hate up, because without his hate, he didn't exist.
There you go. That is true. How you doing, Sandy? Yeah, Gen X people are awesome, but we were definitely different. We were definitely different. There was something about being born in that little particular pocket. I'll tell you the ones I feel sorry for, because like there's like Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, millennials, masturbators, whatever, different generations. The generation to come are going to be called Generation Alpha. And the ones after that are going to be called Generation Beta. Imagine being born. Oh, you're the betas. You're the betas. It's a long way off, so they'll probably spin it around so that beta is somehow being beta is awesome. But imagine being just, yeah, you're a beta. Imagine being the first beta born. That would suck. Oh, man. Okay, well, since I titled this The Death of Science, let's get into this. There's talk of something coming. Some hospitals were told that they needed to switch over to paperwork. I think they're getting ready for some kind of, I don't know, 30 days is not enough. If there's like a solar flare or something that knocks out the power grid, we're down for like a year at least. That's when things will get exciting. But let's check this out. Something's coming. I've seen a bit about this on the internet.
I just got some information from a manager within a hospital. They were told that they are going to go back to paper records for 30 days. Why? As a trial or a test for just in case there was a blackout of the internet or a widespread power outage for a long period of time.
Well, I find the timing of this very interesting. Where just the other day we had this news coming out how AHA and Health ISAC warn hospitals of a potential terrorist attack, and how the FBI and healthcare agencies warn of a credible threat against hospitals after multi-city social media terror plot alert. So following a social media post last week on the active planning of a coordinated multi-city terrorist attack on hospitals in the coming weeks, the American Hospital Association and Health ISAC published a bulletin out of an abundance of caution to spread awareness of the potential threat. Now, apparently, the healthcare agencies are in close contact with the FBI regarding the threat and will provide additional information as it becomes available. Now, right here is the point I want to highlight to you guys in regard to the original video of that woman talking about how hospitals are going to go back to paper records for 30 days. Now, in that original video, she was talking about the reason of them going back to paper records was for a blackout or some type of internet outage, but I find this very interesting here with this terrorist threat alert going out, how hospitals and healthcare networks across America are under threat from ransomware and insider sabotage. I found it interesting that at the end of this article we have this right here, how earlier this month Microsoft's white paper provided insights into the cyber security landscape for rural health, highlighting the unique threats faced by rural hospitals. It discusses the current state of these facilities and emphasizes the role technology companies can play in mitigating immediate cyber risks and addressing broader systemic challenges. Notably, the paper points out that ransomware attacks are a significant threat, with hospitals being prime targets for financially motivated cybercriminals, national state threat groups. Now again, the timing of this could just be a big coincidence. As we know, cybersecurity is a hot topic and there's always a deeper agenda at play. So I would not be surprised if we saw something unfold in regards to this right here. In my personal opinion, it would be a prime example of the Hegelian dialectic, the problem reaction. Actually, by CMP.
Sorry about that.
Where the ultimate solution will be this right here. Now, with that being said, clearly time will tell to see if something does unfold or not. Now, if something does happen to unfold here in the future, I just want you guys to critically think and to take a step back to look at the bigger picture.
So what are we thinking? PSYOP or real threat? PSYOP or credible threat? Vote now in the comments. The thing about this is it's that's what cybersecurity people do. They look for possible threats, and you know that's why they role play these situations, taking on you know, is this a credible threat? It'd be interesting. With AI now, scamming has gone to the next level. I don't know how many, I imagine a lot of you have probably used that thing where you go in blah blah blah, my voice identifies me and such. And you say the phrase or whatever it is that it gets you into your passwords or whatever. Apparently with AI voice recognition, the voice, these imitators, voice imitators, people are doing all sorts of crazy shit. Some parents one night got a call from their daughter, and she was crying and screaming and saying she needed $500. She'd been kidnapped, and they were saying they wanted $500, and they paid it, and it turned out it was all an AI voice simulation thing. So God knows what they can do with hospitals and whatnot once they log into them. Anyway, I'll just carry it on a little further.
As believers, we should understand that we are living in a spiritual war, which is psychological in nature. But with the news and world events that are unfolding right in front of our eyes, we need to remember that there is usually a deeper agenda at play. But once again, let me make this painfully clear. We do not allow this information to cause fear, anxiety, stress, dread, or worry. We use this information to prepare us, spiritually speaking, that no matter what comes our way.
Yeah, get some Panadol in. Get a bunch of Panadol and some aspirin. Get some, you know, sharp knives, splints. Everything will be fine. I don't know what to make of that. I've seen that going around the internet a bit. They're talking about this I don't know. Well, yeah, okay, so here's another one.
It's purposefully brought the what would you do if they brought the power grid down? And by they, I mean if the government purposefully brought the power grid down. And I'm not asking that question for fun. I'm asking that question because the World Economic Forum is predicting that a cyber pandemic, you can look this up, they've been running exercises about it this year, is inevitable. You're probably saying, what is a cyber pandemic? It doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, what are we even talking about? Well, first and foremost, the reason I'm even paying attention to the World Economic Forum and their exercises is because they notoriously, in 2019, ran an exercise for a coronavirus pandemic that oddly all became true. I mean, without one slight difference, they said that the coronavirus was going to escape from a wet market in South America. Of course, when the coronavirus swept the world in 2020, they said that it escaped from a wet market in China. You can still look that up, by the way. That's not a conspiracy theory. They simulated that coronavirus pandemic. It was the World Economic Forum in collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, in collaboration with Johns Hopkins University. And the website is still up, and they say, you know, the coronavirus pandemic is inevitable, and then boom, it happened the very next year. So people say it's a conspiracy theory to believe that they knew that the coronavirus pandemic was going to happen. You don't have to believe it was a conspiracy theory, or you can believe it wasn't a conspiracy theory. It's up to you. I don't really care. The point is that they made the prediction, they called it inevitable, and then it happened immediately. So for me personally, that signals to me that I should probably pay attention the next time the World Economic Forum makes a prediction and calls it inevitable. And lo and behold, they are predicting that a coronavirus pandemic, a cyber pandemic, pardon, is going to happen, and that it is once again inevitable. So, if you look into the exercise that they have run this year, I believe they ran it in July. They've been meeting and talking about the cyber pandemic and what it would look like. Essentially, their idea is that they're going to have to sanitize the internet because a bug, think of it as like a coronavirus for your computer, is going to sweep globally, and the only way they're going to be able to stop this bug from infecting everything is to effectively shut down the internet, right? And they were talking about bringing down the power grid in an effort to do this. So imagine the government bringing down the power grid, and you would not have access to anything that required an electrical charge.
Well, would that be such a bad thing, sanitizing the internet? Could probably use a bit of sanitizing. No, I'd better not show a guy getting executed. I don't know. It's an interesting thought that they're going to sanitize the internet. All those dick pics gone. How will people get their dick pics back? I spent years compiling pictures of my dick in various scenarios. I spent thousands on professional photographers to get the lighting just right. Now they're just going to wipe it all away. It's unacceptable. There's an Obi-Wan Kenobi. I just heard the cry of 1,000 dicks. All right. So, this is kind of interesting.
He's got these huge...
This is interesting. This is what 3 million will get you in America versus 3 million in Australia.
This is a property in Maryland in the United States. It's 58 acres, and it was sold just a year ago for $3.1 million. It's a steal. It's a bargain. So at the back of the house, he's got these huge garages. They look like they could fit maybe 30 cars, and this is where he houses his car collection, and there's 4 massive garages on this property. But what a stunning car collection he's got. And this is the actual house itself. So a massive house. He's got the barbecue inside there with the big range hood, stunning
Tiles,
kitchen.
beautiful timber.
This is what $3.1 million buys you in America. So not to be outdone, but I thought, what can we buy in Australia for $3.1 million that's just as cool? So I had a look. I jumped on realestate.com.au and I found this beauty in Silverwater, New South Wales. There's the guide price down the bottom. And this is what you get, this stunner. The prison's just up the road. So this is not 58 acres or whatever the other property was. This is not even 1 acre. This is half an acre. But, you know, same. This guy's also got his cars on display here in his garage.
Oh, mate, he's got a little man cave there by the look of it.
So it's actually 2 properties next to each other. He's got quite the car collection as well.
He definitely does.
But this is the equivalent of what we can get in Australia for the same or similar amount of money.
The best thing about Silverwater is in May, meat stock's 5 minutes away.
There you go. Sorry, I'm still worried about all the dicks disappearing off the internet. I think that's unacceptable. I think that is what might be the thing that will cause the next revolution. When the World Health Organization steps in and says we're wiping all the dicks off the internet. Not to mention all the bobs and vagine. Oh, God. What will we do? I think it'd be kind of good if the internet went out for a little while, actually. I think it would, like, force people to converse in real life and stuff like that, which is always better. What the hell is this? Wait, is this the... Alright, what do you think of the flat earth thing, folks? What do we think?
Simulators use a flat earth in order to fly over correctly. ChatGPT, how was this flight simulator made?
The game engine takes flat map data
and creates what appears to be a curved view at higher altitudes by adjusting the horizon with digital effects. This gives players the illusion of flying over a curved Earth.
Exactly what NASA does.
But the core map data and terrain are essentially handled on a flat, projected plane during the development process.
Thank you. So I actually tried this on a game that uses a spherical model for the planet that you're flying over. I set my trajectory flat, straight, and level, set my horizon, and just started going. And this is a time lapse showing what would actually happen if you were flying straight and level over a spherical Earth. You would start increasing in altitude dramatically. And this is a time lapse, so we're going a little faster, but I'm already in the clouds. And my altitude has increased so much that I'm actually exiting the atmosphere right here because stars begin to slowly but surely appear, and all of a sudden I'm in space. So I had to dip my nose down. I know. Yeah. So it's definitely interesting that the accurate flight simulators use a flat Earth in order to imitate reality. So what is reality then?
Well, it's not all that surprising, to be honest, because there was a guy many years ago who created a map which he then leased to shipping companies for millions a year, which gave them more direct routes, and he saves them like millions of dollars a year in fuel. But he did this by creating a map that's just based on flat Earth model, essentially. So he took a flat Earth model, recreated the maps, and gave all these shipping companies more direct routes to where they're going, because they would always go in this parabola to get from one place to another, which, I don't know. I guess I've never actually swum from here to China, so I wouldn't know what the most direct route is or how to get there, but anyway. Fun times, interesting times. Let's see what's trending at the moment. Elon Musk's Grok AI joins Telegram, a new era for AI interaction. Musk versus Piker. Oh, that'd be good. This looks good. I actually have been working on a musical play, a comedy play that's all based on Twitter posts. And so, of course, Elon Musk is one of the characters on there. He has to be. And so just basically it's kind of good because I've always struggled with writing lyrics. So all the songs are like 15-second pop songs. But all the lyrics I just take from Twitter. If Elon isn't chicken shit, he'll come on the stream. We all know he won't. He ducked Mark Zuckerberg. He ran away from Jon Stewart, and now he's ducking a Twitch streamer. Hassan blocked Elon after challenging him to fight me in Elden Ring. Elden Ring? Why do they all talk like they're in a medieval game? Hassan is such a chicken shit retard that he blocked me. Elon Musk. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I blocked you, Elon Musk. What a flex. Because you bought this website and force everyone to see your dumbass tweets. You're still going to see them. That's probably why he did it. So now we know why Elon changed it so that even if you block someone, you can still see their tweets. Well, that's silly. Apparently Elon bought Twitter for Amber Heard, This is what he claims. He bought it as a present for Amber Heard. So imagine what X would be like. Even if you hate Elon, imagine what X would be like if Amber Heard owned it. She broke up with him right before he gave her X, but he got receipts for everything or something. I don't know. It's a weird story. But there would be a lot of bed shitting, I'm guessing. Amber needs to move to Germany. There's a big career for her in Germany. People who shit the bed. Amber alert! Someone shit the bed. It's an Amber alert. Alright, what else we got? Hegseth denies war plans, texts, faces resignation calls.
Can relate to this. This is like getting...
Alright, let's see what this is. I think we'll just pull the plug on this.
So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is like, and I know Pete can relate to this, this is like getting drunk, driving your car into a lamppost, and blaming the lamppost.
Well, the lamppost was there.
How did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types of weapons used?
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
All right. Well, then let's see what the guy you accidentally texted war plans had to say about that.
I want to start by getting your reaction to what we heard from Secretary Hegseth there, saying that nobody was texting war plans. Given you were privy to this group chat, is that how you saw it?
No, that's a lie. He was texting war plans.
I don't know whether there's any debate about this. I mean, we have the text. He printed them. We've seen them. The White House confirmed that the texts were authentic, and many of them are from Pete Hegseth, the same guy who said this about Hillary Clinton using a private email server.
If there was anyone other than Hillary Clinton, they would be in jail right now. Correct. For what has been done. Because the assumption is in the intelligence community, if you are using unclassified means, there is the potential for and likelihood that foreign governments are targeting those accounts and gathering intelligence from them.
Very well said. Case closed.
That would be embarrassing. We've all done it. We've all sent the wrong text to the wrong person. We were texting someone. You just accidentally send, "We attack at dawn." What? Sorry. Who dis? Who dis? You up? We attack at dawn. Well. What joy. What